I can't hear you.
Then Fandango, can you hear me?
Yeah, obviously, if you press the button. You've only worked here for 3 years.
Temper, Stephen.
Don't you temper me, boy. Just do your job.
Welcome to Jumping the Turnstile. I'm Jezbot.
I'm Timmy Taco.
And I'm Sean Enough.
Excellent.
There it
We're
is.
here. We're doing another episode. Nothing to tell.
Well, let's be straight up about it.
Shall we?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Jezbot's got his undies in a twist because he's just discovered how long it truly takes to set up, a remote podcast.
Yes.
It's quite challenging.
There can be some challenges involved. There's enough challenges involved as it is, let alone
Yeah, that's it.
changing the goalposts as you go.
That's it. You've got your Uber fees, you've got your beer fees. That seems to run up a tab.
So we're trying to do a few remotely, but I think it's I might be just paying for your Uber next week.
Yeah, in the time that it took. Yeah, but it's all about giving it a go, trying new things. How's it
right.
going over there, Sean Oss?
Hey, it's going good. It's going good. It's going as good as it can be. The hardest aspect is that we've tried to include a video aspect where we can communicate via audio and via video, but doing it through separate platforms, and there's no continuity between the audio and the video. It's quite confusing.
So you know what you do? You hide your mouth behind the microphone thing there, so you can't see that you're out of sync.
That's really
So if you're not watching your mouth, then you're not going to be worried about whether you're in time or not. Surely you're just sitting there.
but it's almost so far out of sync that when I'm talking, you guys are talking, and when I'm trying to listen, you guys are sitting there like looking at me like you're listening to me.
Yeah, true.
It's
Yes,
it's really off-putting.
Well, how about this? Don't look at me.
Okay.
I just want to know that you're there.
Do you know what the first thing I did when you said that is just look at you?
Yeah, you did that. I saw that because the video's working, so it all checks out.
All right, so this is behind the curtain stuff. We don't really need to be talking about this anymore, but if it is a bit weird, if we do seem a little bit off our game, it's because we're not in the same room, and I'm extremely annoyed at the moment.
Yeah, right. Because like we said, Jezbot doesn't like a setup.
No, Jezbot doesn't like a setup. He was saying that's why he never quite made it as a rock star, is because he could never deal with the initial part of having to set up or set anything up. And, there's the hurdles that rock stardom throws at you. If it was easy, anyone would do it. You think...
Well, that's why they invented the roadie.
How do you think the lead singer of The Verve got so skinny? It wasn't heroin. No.
It wasn't?
No, it's a common misconception. No, he carried his own speaker boxes up and down stairs for years and years and shed lots of kilos. And I think that extra exercise has done him well in his later career as a labourer after they lost all the royalties for Bittersweet Symphony.
Yeah, I did hear that. The Jagger and the other guy, what is it, Ronnie Bottom? They've given him some of the royalties back on the old Verve Bittersweet Symphony song.
Oh, that's
like
victory.
That's
You get all the royalties from now on. It's not. It doesn't backdate. So they're basically. I mean,
okay, that's all right. Well, we should start playing it again.
It'd make a cool 50 grand off Triple M once a year.
Yeah, I'd say so.
that's true.
Yeah.
Now, Sean, what are you doing over there, mate? I can see you've tried to sneak a little bit of a lolly in or something. What was it? Go on.
Busted. Okay, that's a bit visual, but I've just been trying to sneak in a couple of blueberries. Nature's confectionery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you would be...
Yeah, well, that's okay because they don't. That it's not a chewing gum action or a crispy chip, so you'll get away with
squelch.
I was trying to do it silently, a tactical method where I was just sponging the blueberry to the top of my mouth and then swallowing it without any
So like a paste rather than a chew.
Kind of like a wombat will pummel an intruder into its cavern, into the roof of the tunnel, and
the cave. Yeah.
The cave. What do they call those things? Burrows.
A warren.
A warren. A burrow or a warren?
Burrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're very hard assed, yeah. And it's death by hard ass for a wombat. They crush you essentially
Yeah.
with their badonkadonk.
Imagine that. Imagine that. But speaking of wombats, and I didn't think about talking about this previous to the podcast, but I read an article in the fires that they were like letting other animals not hang out in their burrows. They weren't pummeling them against the roofs and walls of their burrows. And not only were they letting them in to seek refuge from the fires, but apparently they were rounding up potential victims of the fires, little animals, rounding them up and herding them into their warrens or burrows, as it is, and then
There you go.
giving them a chance at survival.
I've saw that as well. It seems the koalas, they don't feel threatened by humans, and they seem to like really go up to the bikers or the riders and steal their water bottle. They don't seem that they were letting themselves get rescued, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they were obviously smarter than Burke and Wills, those guys that
Smarter than your
shot at the
average koala
indigenous
bear.
people because that were offering them water. But
Totally.
I think they in times of survival, then all those sort of like fear goes out the window. It's like
You know those blokes bloody had they had a kitchen table with them, Burke and Wills. That was a part of their inventory.
oh really?
A picnic table.
An oak table.
Oak.
Oh,
Yeah, obviously it was obviously pre-MDF and aluminium.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, no flat pack.
Legs made of ivory.
Yeah. Well, like if you took the IKEA kit and you didn't have that Allen key, I guess you'd be pretty doomed. So maybe oak is a good choice.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, pre flat pack. But it was probably not pre-IKEA. It was probably an original Swedish design.
So when you moved out of home, did you try and do the organised furniture routine that grown-ups so often do?
Oh, absolutely not. It took me a long time to get that sorted. When I first moved out of home, I was like 16, and it was a very long time before I had a home to decorate. But
No.
these days,
You decorate it with empty bottles and bongs.
those were the days. But these days, yeah, I got a few flat packs going. But I don't go overboard. Like once all the, there was a place to put everything, I stopped.
Yeah, right. So would you call yourself somewhat of a minimalist or just cheap?
A little bit of column A, column B. No, not really. Yeah. I guess it would be. I wouldn't say it's minimalist either. But there's definitely some room for some artworks. But I do have a sculpture, and I call it a sculpture because we've talked about this particular sculpture before. But it is a sculpture because it's a talking piece.
Yep.
And it's not organic. Someone's had to create it. But I say sculpture, but I use that term lightly. It is a plastic tree. But just astounds me week in, week out, how much interest that surrounds that plastic tree.
Maybe it's the clue to the survival of our species is that you convert all the plastic into plastic plants, and then plants everywhere. Is that how the environment works?
Pretty much.
Well, they do say trees are the answer.
Yeah, Sean, you've got to be very careful about getting artwork or telling people you want to get artwork because you're just like everyone's a photographer or everyone's a DJ now or everyone's a podcaster.
Sure.
Everyone's an artist. And, I've been gifted artwork before and by friends. And you're expected to...
Like it?
Well, you're expected to have it up.
Yeah, okay. Do what I do. Every time you come over, I put up the photo of you and Cass just so, you think we like you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Just don't forget to leave it face down. That sends a bad message.
Well, there was another invention. If I'm going on, I'm getting rid of all my inventions on air. It was a automatic photo frames that and there's a sensor attached to the front of your gate, and when it sees face recognizes you. And then automatically goes through the preloaded photos of all you and
pulls
put some.
up the friend photos.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so you'd be knocking on my door, and my smart photo frame wall will be pulling up all the good times I've had with Sean Enough. And then you come in and go, oh my God.
It's not a bad idea.
You're a stalker.
It's a bit Black Mirror. Yeah, I don't mind that idea. That's really cool. If you really want to grease someone up, then that's probably a good thing to do.
But you know what happens, though? It's when no one else is there, it's just photos of me.
Of course, yeah. In that tiger suit, just that photo. But speaking of invention, I read something about quite an interesting invention that I thought would interest you guys in Science Daily.
Okay.
Which apparently is
Bit of
yours.
So science.
So science. But this is science news from research organisations. So it's one of the better, more reputable sites. This is a patent that was submitted for some water Spider-Man style robotic graspers that can defy gravity. And it uses centrifugal force from a high-speed rotating water ring, which enables gripping rough surfaces. So it's to overcome the age-old problems of old Flyman with his suction cups, which would be all well walking up a glass building. I can see you, Tim, and I can see you yawning. This is the problem of this visual format.
That was actually 5 minutes ago. So I must be on a real delay.
Yeah, you must be. Like the human fly man, he could climb up glass buildings because he had suction cups, but put him on a concrete surface and he wasn't going to get anywhere, or he would more than likely fall to his death.
Sure.
But these Spider-Man style robotic graspers utilize centrifugal force from a high-speed rotating water ring. So it says here that traditional methods of vacuum suction and previous vacuum suction devices cannot maintain suction on rough surfaces due to vacuum leakage, which leads to suction failure. And they've developed a zero pressure difference method to enhance the development of vacuum suction units. So it says here that there's many applications for their design, but they think the wall climbing robot will be the most useful.
Of course.
I mean, of all the things we use suctions for everything. In construction you're using from moving different materials, smooth materials like glass and whatnot, but there's obviously heaps of things you could use it for, but
my question is, if this fly man can climb or can't climb the wall, can't he just fly?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no,
fly?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
though.
a good point.
Did the human fly even exist?
A Spider-Man.
It's a Simpsons character.
Yeah.
Hello, human fly.
Hello, human fly. Yeah.
And I think that came from somewhere. I think there was a suction cup man somewhere.
Surely there's another application.
Well, I could use it for like lifting, and obviously could be used for.
Like a set of gloves that you use for lifting.
No, I was thinking more like a device that you could strap to a chain and then crane things.
Okay.
If it was stable enough, but they do use suction cups to move glass like that. But also, just for military purpose. Before robots, imagine Navy SEALs with the gloves, with the suit when they could climb anywhere, whatever.
That's it, yeah. Or they could just grab anything and never let go because of the suction cap. How do you release the suction is the real question.
Well, it seems like it's a mechanical device, so you could just switch it off. Or it runs out of water, so they're trying to make it more water efficient, so it reuses the water so the robot can just be autonomous. At the moment, they'd need it to be attached to a water source, like a hose.
Well, I have seen one of the new inventions recently is a water machine that makes water out of thin air.
Oh, right.
It collects water through the vapor in the air.
Yep.
Like the moisturising farms on Star Wars.
Exactly.
So
it's set up like a water cooler. And you're only getting about, I don't know, a gallon every 8 hours. I'm making all this up, but
right. You do the math.
Maybe you could attach that to the guy's backpack, and it slowly secretes water onto the.
Or his backpack's powered by the water that it pulls out of the air as it's flying.
Well, that's sort of those marriages of technology are inevitable, aren't they?
Well, speaking of inevitable, all inventions can be turned to evil I guess.
Yeah.
And so I've pulled up a list of the world's worst inventions.
Yeah, cool.
And,
I like it.
Have they been turned into weapons?
well, this is the thing, like, it's on ranker.com. And the first one, I mean, they've gone in heavy. It's the old gas chamber is number one as a shit invention, the worst invention. But
Okay.
A gas chamber.
yeah.
That's a pretty shit invention.
It's not really an invention. It's a room with gas leaking into
That's
it.
got to something to do with Nazi Germany. That's why that's a shit
Yeah, that's
invention. You know, I don't think they're talking about its use in the justice system.
Now, but what they've got under here, a little question: did this make the world worse? And you can rank it. It's obviously it's ranker.com.
I think
and
you
you
get-
get to rank.
You get to rank it. Okay. What
Yeah, I
about
think
that rank?
So-
we can all agree it's made the world worse. Gas.
No,
I think so.
We can't because 134 people said it's made it better.
Oh, God.
753 said it made it worse, and 134 said it was better.
This sounds like our old segment, troll or dickhole.
S-
All right,
sickos.
what do you reckon? What do you reckon? Cigarettes came in. It came in number 2, but
Because that's why you said it second. Yeah.
did this make the world
Oh,
worse?
they're a terrible invention. Terrible invention.
Not according to 264 people.
Smokers love smoking, but if you'd never smoked,
Yeah.
you'd be better off.
I tell you why, because it makes you 10% cooler.
It does.
Absolutely.
So that's why 250 people said that it makes them cooler then. Mm-hmm. Jezbot is quite close to me. This is the closest we've ever podcasted before.
It's
'Cause
very.
we're trying to speak into the
intimate.
microphone so Sean Enough can hear us. It's a little too intimate with your brother.
Yeah, sure is.
Our faces
I like it.
are quite close.
But anyway,
But we're doing this as an experiment. It might not be a full length pod. We might get a tight 50 or a cool 45. It doesn't have to be an
Or
hour's
a
worth.
tight 30 or even a snappy 15.
But the point is, let's get together and have a bloody pod. Have a crack at it. See if you can get some content for the listeners.
Sure.
So let's keep going with the content. Let's keep going with this list of bad inventions.
yeah,
Sure.
I want to hear more about inventions because so far they've been pretty terrible. I thought you meant like
Well, this
quirky, funny inventions. I was thinking like
No.
Pogs. Pogs were pretty shit, you know.
Would you like the next one?
Yeah, I probably won't
and
like
you
it.
could be looking. You could be looking up the good ones on your end if you want, the quirky ones. Because I did go into this thinking, worst inventions, clear Coke. That's a shit invention.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a bit of a ripper. I was about 12 years old. I bought into the marketing of that clear Coke. Something shocking.
Well,
I loved it.
Apart from Coke and coffee, what other drink is black? I mean, you could say
Kahlua?
Sarsaparilla.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's
Dull.
Anything, licorice based,
Stout.
you got your,
stout, yep.
but not black.
Oh, it's
Stout's black.
that's pretty.
True.
That's
Okay.
that's
I just
that's
take
blacker
it.
than Coca-Cola.
What's the next on the list?
I tell
there,
I tell you what's dark and black is Agent Orange.
it's more orange and black.
That's pretty dark.
Orange is the new black.
That's a pretty shit
Yeah,
invention.
it's pretty bad. I don't understand these dudes they're rating it.
They're rating it high.
Sickos.
What about leaded petrol?
This is a pretty easy list though. Like
It is.
shit inventions.
Why don't you do better then?
Crystal meth.
It's bad. Well, there is more inventions.
I mean, well, I went as far as Agent Orange and meth, but I've got a fun list now, and one of them is, let's see, car exhaust grill. So the car exhaust grill.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
you can cook while you're driving.
Oh, wait a minute. So what? You connect. It's got two tubes, one to come from the exhaust into a patty-shaped container.
Yeah, it's a smoker.
Oh right.
So the gas.
That's a smoker.
It shows it. Yeah, it's the fumes come out of the tailpipe onto past the meat.
So you're not using the heat of the fumes, you're using the fumes.
Yeah, I think so.
That's not good.
Well, this.
I'd imagine
'cause
that's
you know
a pretty
the,
carcinogenic way to cook your meat.
I'd say so, but like in the Aussie heat, you can cook an egg on a paint tin.
Yep. Yeah, no, the Australian sun is hot enough to fry an egg. There's been plenty of evidence of that. But I'll tell you what, I want to question the saying it's all gravy.
Okay.
You've heard the saying?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
It's
the
all
saying?
gravy.
It's all gravy?
Yeah.
Generally means everything's pretty good. Everything's okay. And it's
Everything's
usually it's
thick
like
and brown.
usually it suggests that things are better than okay. If everything's all gravy, it's like you're pretty happy. But you're pretty happy.
All gravy.
Yeah, but I was thinking that's not necessarily a good saying, because I was thinking when things are all gravy, it's not always good.
Okay. Explain yourself.
What?
A little, at least.
Oh, for example,
Okay, great.
if you got a meat pie
Yep.
and it was all gravy,
Right.
True.
Ripped off. Yeah, I see where you're going with this.
yeah, you'd feel pretty ripped off. You want a bit of meat in there. So there's plenty of reasons to say that, if something's all gravy, it's not necessarily all good.
No.
Or, back in the day, there might have been a gravy shortage, so it was all meat and no gravy. And so
Yeah.
if you
So
had
would
gravy,
we have said it's all meat?
it's all meat.
Jeez, I wish I had some gravy.
The thing I was going to say about gravy is, it's all gravy. The thing about gravy is it goes cold,
Oh, it does.
and then it's bad. No one wants to have a lukewarm to cold gravy. Gravy must be eaten hot. Yes.
yeah, it is one of those things.
So if the situation would be all gravy, it's eventually going to cool down and turn into a gloop, a gravy gloop, and the fat's going to rise to the top.
Yeah.
And it's brown, and
Yeah.
Hence my point.
True.
So what we're saying is, if something's all gravy, at best, it's a short-lived celebration
short-lived.
of something
I'm
good.
with you on that one.
Do you like gravy though? Just in
I love
general.
I love a bit of gravy.
Oh, I do love gravy, yeah.
I
love a bit of gravy.
Have you got any gravy?
I do love gravy.
I've got a bit of Gravox powder. Is that cheating?
I'm not even going to ask. Go, Jeremy.
Well, I've got a good invention. I like the breast cushion. I guess it could be it says for side sleepers, cup size C and larger. So it's for men and women.
Sure, yeah,
as
sure.
It was. And it's just a little spacer, a tit spacer.
Okay.
What
You
keeps-
tuck it between your tits.
Keeps them separated.
Yeah, you could imagine that. I'm a side sleeper. I like to put a pillow between my knees.
Oh, yeah.
And I would imagine that's the same sort of situation if you got some big fat slopper double Ds. You need some support.
Because I'm a side sleeper myself. So
I thought you were going to say you're a double Ds.
No, I have to have the pillow between the knees now, and I never used to. Is that because my knees are becoming bonier?
Is it because of your knees?
possibly.
It's good for your back.
Which on the side sleep is good for your back.
Yeah, put a pillow between your knees. It's good for your back.
If you are a man with larger breast size, well, here's the next invention from Japan. It's the man bra. Well, we've all heard about it on the Seinfeld.
It's the man's ear.
No, it's the bro.
It is the bro. So this one's just a very flat looking, like a training bra, I guess.
It's very.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sports bra for men.
Why would a man with a firm chest, such as the guy on the poster, want a bra to support that chest?
No, he doesn't need
Surely
any
he's supporting
support.
it with weights.
Is that a fashion item or is that a function item?
I think they're trying to sell it as function, but clearly they come in different colours. So
You never know with fashion. There might be some people that would like a bra
I would
that's
say
more
we're not-
suited for their manly assets.
We're not too far off this man's ear / bro coming out just for fashion.
Absolutely not. I'm sure it already exists. I'm sure it already
About
exists.
6 months before it's high fashion.
High fashion on the street.
Oh, I do like this next invention, Sean. You might like this one. This is all function. It's a goldfish walker.
How does that work?
So,
that's it. So
I'll show you. Like it's
So it's like a tank that's inside of a supported.
Dolly wheel.
I guess is that the ropes and stuff to stop it from.
it's so it can bounce
Taking the
around.
bu-
It takes
Oh.
the
I get the
slosh out of
concept.
the water.
Suspension.
See, I was
Suspension.
you threw me there because I thought it was to swim your goldfish. You know, you take it.
I
swim
take
it.
him for a swim.
I don't know. I was
that's a
just
good idea.
just imagining some kind of exercise regime for your goldfish.
Yeah, so you're
Like tubes and stuff like that.
You're always
Yeah.
out in the bay, Sean. You could and if you had a pet goldfish, say we'll call him Blinky.
Goldie.
I was
Blinky,
going to go Blinky.
Blinky the goldfish. Brilliant.
You could take him out into the ocean. Oh no, they're freshwater, don't they? No, I guess
Scandal.
it's still in the bowl, but there's a lid on the bowl.
Yeah, it's like
Put
a
it in
bubble
coffee
boy
jar
with
or
water in
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
Bubble boy, but it's a
And then you
fish.
take him out into the ocean and he swims next to you.
It's pretty cool. It's very dangerous though. Like you're putting your fish's life at risk. One bump or too much sun, as much as it would probably enjoy getting to see the world.
Yeah, but it might have the opposite effect, and now it realizes what a world is out
Okay,
there.
should I hit us with a little bit of north,
East,
West.
south.
It's the news.
Can we do that with a little bit more enthusiasm?
Okay, north,
East,
West.
south.
It's the news.
It's
It's the news.
It's the news.
A Colombian man recently became the laughingstock of the internet after allegedly agreeing to be paraded naked on the roof of his car as punishment for cheating on his wife. A video of a naked man lying on top of a white car and being paraded around the Colombian city of Barranquilla. Bizarre scene reportedly occurred on May 15th when the man's wife caught him in bed with another woman at a local motel. Of course. He begged for forgiveness, but the scorned wife told him the only way to save the marriage was for him to accept a humiliating punishment.
Just like in Game of Thrones.
Sure.
Game in Thrones? Game of Thrones.
He agreed to do the old naked lie on top of the car as she drove home with nothing but a towel to conceal his face with.
Gets a towel to cover his face.
Yeah.
God, that's a pretty good deal.
I'll put on a mask right now and run down Furniture Gully Road in Starkers.
Go to Macca's.
It's all about the shame of people seeing it's me.
Yeah,
I have deep shame about my body. Only when my face is being shown.
fair enough. I think we all have a little bit of that. I have got a couple of news stories that I've been reading earlier in the week that I thought were interesting enough to mention.
Okay, hit us with one.
One I read that NASA wants to grow a moon base out of mushrooms.
Sounds delicious.
They're thinking shipping everything there to build is going to cost a fortune, so they want to start growing some things there. Anyways, the NASA scientists are exploring a peculiar strategy for building a moon base and other off-world structures, growing them on site out of living mushrooms. They first considered it in 2018, and they reckon they can probably do it.
Now, what's the structural integrity of a mushroom? I know that it's the easiest vegetable I chop up.
It is, isn't it?
Overnight.
It's soft as sponge. Soft as
Yeah,
sponge.
you can even cut through it with a butter knife. I found.
But they said that once the fungus grows into the shape of a structure, it would be heat treated, effectively killing it and turning it into a compact brick.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a clever pun for moon base fungi.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really fungy...
Fun
place.
time. Yeah, really fun time.
Fun time. And, yeah, well, the moon is made out of cheese, and that's... isn't that a fungus? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Damn it.
Doesn't check out.
It would be it would require an effort of mastronomical proportion.
I see what you did
Done
there.
it, yeah.
But that was interesting enough.
Why don't they come up with? Why can't we ship all of our plastic to the moon and build structures out of the plastic that is a problem on Earth?
Once again, Tim,
That's a good
in
idea,
this
but
fucking plastic game.
it's just
Well, this seems to be the thing we want to get rid of. So can't we, rather than growing mushrooms on the moon, can't we resolve the structural?
Yeah, first we need to build the space elevator. We need to get the
You're right about
plastic
that.
up there for cheap.
the space elevator. If they do that, then that's probably what they'll be doing. Just putting it out
Yeah,
to
all
space.
that rubbish.
Throw it up the elevator. Throw it up the elevator.
It'll be life imitating art, just like Superman 4,
Yeah.
The Quest for Peace.
Is that the one where Clark Kent fights himself as Superman? Or is that
No,
number
that's
two?
3, I think.
Oh, is it?
3's not too bad. 4's just a shit show.
Okay.
I'm really angry about Superman.
Jezbot's recommendation.
Another news article that I read, which I thought was shocking and astounding. A fun fact that people no longer believe working hard will lead to a better life. A survey shows.
I believe that.
It seems that a growing sense of inequality is undermining trust in both society's institutions and capitalism, according to a long-running global survey.
Yeah, I've started running into a few blokes that I went to high school with, and a few of them are like high-end. I don't know what they do, but they're getting paid a lot.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's driving them to the brink of alcoholism, insanity, and loneliness. I think anything past sort of 50 hours a week is too much work. 60 hours,
Yeah.
Too much.
too much.
Yep.
But these people are on call 24/7.
All the time.
They have their beeper, probably just a phone, not a beeper. But they're expected to leave it on. They're expected to send the emails at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
You can have it. That's not happiness.
Nah.
You can have it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I don't think I can.
tough work.
I need my spare time to record podcasts.
And you need all the spare time
all
for the
the
setup.
all the important work we're doing here at Jumping the Turnstile.
You've got to do something. But yeah, so that's why, I didn't find that too surprising at all, but it seems that people are losing faith in the machine, and only time will tell what effects that has on society as a whole. But hopefully things stay organised somehow or another, and nobody goes hungry, but we can get through it.
Yeah, okay. Can't we just eat plastic? That's my other solution. Can't we just start eating the plastic?
Hopefully.
I think we already are eating the plastics.
I think. Well, they say that you can find a lot in your stomach if you look hard enough, but it's a thing of the future. One day they'll figure out a way for us to eat plastic, and we probably will. But and that's an impression of the future.
Here's my impression of the future. It's really hot. It's really smoky.
Yeah.
I'm really thirsty,
Yeah. I'm also very hungry.
and I've got no job.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Or, hey, that robot took my job.
I know, they're different times, and this is why people are losing faith in the machine. I remember growing up in the 80s and 90s when the future was beyond 2000, and it was a beautiful, prosperous place, it seemed like. But one impression that the 80s and 90s gave me about the future that was incorrect, and there were a lot of impressions that were correct, but I think the most misleading perspective I was given in the 80s and 90s was how prevalent holograms would be in our lives beyond 2000.
Oh, yeah. I thought there was going to be more holograms.
I thought there was going to be one hologram.
The hologram. Yeah, well, I don't know. I remember when I looked at a hologram and it felt like I could see into the future. You know, the colours and the silver and the fact that it moved. You know, there wasn't really many things like that. It just seemed technologically advanced. There was nothing else like it back then, but there aren't many holograms around. I'll even got this.
You got Tupac. You got Tupac. He's a good hologram.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was a hologram.
Oh
He's
yeah,
I think
Elvis.
Elvis. I think Whitney Houston's doing a comeback.
well, that's one arena artist. They've got hologram musicians, which is pretty cool actually. When I remember when they started coming out, I thought, geez, that is the future. But it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough. Listen, they were held in such high regard, that we even used them for security purposes. Like the little silver flashing thing was going to stop people from stealing your credit card.
Oh,
Can't
yeah?
play it.
True.
Oh, damn. Can't play it while I'm during a call.
Oh yeah, that old chestnut.
That old chestnut.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anyways, that soundbite would have gone in there.
I think it's fair to say that holograms are here to stay.
Yeah.
So old mate was wrong about that one. But what about you guys?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you grew up with that you thought would play a bigger role in your future life, like technological or otherwise?
Yeah, I thought I was going to have some fucking money
Yeah.
to buy all these futuristic things. But it's like, the futuristic thing they might eventually do the hovercraft and all these, fantastic future things that we would all want. But the short story is, by the time they get it, like a hoverboard would be $150,000. It would be like a specialized extreme sport.
Yeah,
You're
that's
gonna
right.
get ganked for it. Well, instead of trying to think of all these bloody hoverboards and wackadoodle dandy inventions. There's one invention that we all need to spend our hard-earned, and I've been on it this week. It's just a bloody water tank. It's going to be the best thing for our futures.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
Collect water.
That's
Let's
illegal
get
in
that
some American
nailed.
states.
Sure. But let's nail that one down. Like, everyone get a water tank.
Yes.
And then let's move on to, I don't know, like the hoverboard and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that's start small.
Like I did with the photo that I sent you guys, a bucket outside of my house with leaves and rainwater in it. I went, I'm doing my bit.
That's a good start.
It is a good start.
Just like a good start, I like a good ending.
Yeah, a happy ending.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I'm with you there, Jezbot. You like to sail it through
Yeah.
the finish line. None of this premature celebration stuff.
Sure.
While the more determined from behind take the victory. No, you keep sailing through.
Sure.
Sailing through.
Okay, sure.
I think we've covered all the good things this afternoon. Homemade inventions, sex cauldrons.
Chemical inventions. We've got a lot of all that stuff that you've already just heard. We don't need to do a recap
No,
again.
sure.
What you just listened to.
Sure.
Especially when Tim edits this, because half
Yeah,
of that
that's
shit's
it. And I
gone.
have to edit your list down now.
Yeah, well, look, I think we've done it. It's another episode. Thank you for taking the time out, Sean, to go through all that fucking bullshit we did to set up.
No worries.
So many wires.
Like I said, got to start small, got to finish strong, and we're starting small with this format. Hopefully, we can figure it
Yeah,
out.
with the remote format, there's a few kinks in the system. We gotta iron out the wrinkles, as they say.
They do say that.
But on behalf of Turnstyle Records and Jumping the Turnstile, what are we now? No,
I would say, on behalf of Jumping the Turnstile and Turnstile Records, I'd like to thank you for listening and join us next week for another amazing episode. And, I'm Jezbot.
I'm Too Taco.
And I'm Sean Enough.
Jesus Christ. That was... Sean's leaving.
They hop, they duck, they climb, they go through two at a time.
Jumping the turnstile, jump the turnstile,
Jump the turnstile.
Leap over the turnstile.
hop over the turnstile. I had technique. It was like a ninja. Jumping the turnstile.
And it's no small thing.
People have jumped the turnstile.
I definitely jumped the turnstile. Jumping.
The turnstile.
I definitely would do it once, twice. I would do it over again. Whenever I believe I don't have to do it, but I do it, I get away because there was no one there, so I figured it'd be just easier to jump the turnstile.
I've jumped some fairs in my day.
I definitely jumped the turnstile a few times. Jumping.
Turnstile, instead of just paying the $2.25.
That little technique, I pull the turnstile back like that. Boom, boom. My upper body is not moving, just my leg.
Jump the turnstile.
Jump the turnstile.
The turnstile. We are the antibacterial wipes. This don't even look sanitary.